Street apologist. Street apologist. Street apologist. On the radio.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your host of Street Apologist Live, Vocab, Malone. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump into this review proper. I've given people enough time to come in, and what I'm going to do is play the trailer, different trailers and clips from this movie, and then when I do that, what I'm wanting to happen here is I'm going to stop it and discuss it and analyze it, okay? That's what we're going to do here. And so here's the deal. A brand new movie put out by a comedy director, his first name is Chris, just came out, called The Day Shall Come. The only really known actor it has, actress, I don't know what you're supposed to say these days, is I think Anna Kendrick. She seems okay. I don't hate her. I don't love her. She's just there. She's cool. And she's the person in the movie. Hebrew Israelites, when this first was announced, a lot of them made a big deal about this because they said, look, all Esau has left to do is to mock us. He's going to mock us and make fun of us. Here's the interesting thing about this movie. It does lampoon some Hebrew Israelite symbolism and dress, behavior and beliefs, and attitude and actions. It does. But the real target of this comedy, the real target of this comedy actually is the federal government. Did you hear that? The federal government. That's right. FBI. FBI is the main target of this comedy. The Hebrew Israelite type group is actually portrayed more as a victim of the federal government, and the real target is the federal government. And I go back and forth. I have ambivalence against things like this. And I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically, from what I've been able to discern, there's some truth to the bottom line of this movie. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The bottom line of this movie, and they do it through comedy, is that the federal government, to basically prove its point sometimes or get cases, basically turns people into terrorists who aren't really terrorists. Now, there is real terrorism. I deal with Salafi Islam. I never mentioned it, but there's actually two off the top of my list that I can even mention, terrorists that I've personally known from Phoenix, right? Jihadi terrorism of the Salafi type is a real problem. So I don't deny that, right? I don't do the whole false flag stuff. That's a real issue. I deal with it. There's a lot of stuff on terrorism on the channel. Always gets demonetized. What's up, Miss Titus 2? Good people. Check it out. However, it's just like anything. People compete with each other. They want a promotion, etc., etc. And sometimes they jump the gun. And this movie lampoons that. And apparently, now I got to look deeper into this. Apparently, it's based upon what he calls hundreds of real stories. Meaning, it appears this has happened more than once. And some of the cases that I looked at, so I did look at some cases briefly in regards to the background of this movie to find out if it's true at all. Now, the specific group isn't real, okay? But apparently, some of the background cases that inspired this movie, they're real. Meaning there's times where the FBI really talked about standing armies going to overtake certain cities, and then it turned out to be 4 people who planned on riding in on horses. I kid you not. And some other ones where it looks more like entrapment, if you know what that is. It doesn't really look like they're simply catching actual terrorists who are there and do exist. So this movie lampoons that. Now, what this movie does is, it's sort of, hey, thank you, right on, Maurice Robinson. I'll read your comment real quick here. Yo, Vocab, hey, man, loving the show, man. Just finished a book, praise God. Also, we have something in common. I drive a truck, praise God. 2, and I'm about to start Bible college. You've inspired that decision. Keep pushing. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you, Maurice, for real. That's dope to hear. I'd like to maybe meet you sometime, hear more about that. Praise God. So let me grab these clips real quick here so I can not just talk about it. I gave my intro synopsis. Now, I've watched the movie. It's very difficult unless you live in a certain state. It's not even showing in certain states to actually see the movie. So you've got to rent it on Amazon Prime. Now you can't buy it yet, but you can rent it. And I did do this, okay? And so you can see it, all right? Let me see here. I'm gonna bring up the first clip, everybody. Right in the beginning, listen, it says, "Pitch me the next 9/11." That's what he says. And then she brings up a particular group. So listen, everybody.
Pitch me the next 9/11.
What about this guy Moses Shabazz?
Are you ready?
So Moses Shabazz is the main character here. So what I'm gonna do is explain these clips right now. Here's Moses Shabazz. He's the main character in this movie. And let's show everybody that indeed they are partially lampooning Hebrew Israelism. Now, how do we know? Well, they've got the 6-point star. He does look somewhat like an ISUPK member, doesn't he? Don't you guys think? Notice the flag over here. Now, this is where the lampooning comes in. One of the people that they give homage to, actually, in their salutatory greetings, is actually not only Black Jesus over here, but also here we've got, no, though they painted Jesus, that's kind of considered Black Jesus. And also Toussaint, and I forget the other people that they name in their little thing. Hey, what's up, Vecco, man? It's been a minute, man. That's my man. Man, what's up, Vecco? Dang, everyone subscribe to his channel. And here's Black Santa. So they're not really lampooning actual real beliefs. They're sort of throwing things in there to make it ridiculous. And this is one of the people they pay homage to. So this is Moses Shabazz. Now, let me tell you, if you know anything about alternative urban religions, right? Shabazz most often would be associated with the Nation of Islam. For example, they are said to be descended from the lost tribe of Shabazz. Sometimes said Shabazz. And then Malcolm X, one of his other names was Shabazz. His wife is Betty Shabazz, right? And so the point is that it's not just Hebrew Israelites. They're kind of throwing together in a hodgepodge almost all alternative spiritualities. So let me play this next part. Here we go. So here's what he's gonna say a little something. So, oh wait, let me see actually. Yeah, there's Toussaint. I think he's the guy who led the Haitian rebellion. You see him down there on the left before his elbow goes into it? All right, so let's watch this.
Are you ready for the revolution? Tell me this ain't good.
So you can tell it has some funny moments to it, right? Are you ready for the revolution? By the way, because you guys hear the sound just now, I'm going to be curious to see what all this paraphernalia is in the background. This is a scroll over here, looks blank. But there's like some kind of cup, and I don't know what this is, anointing oil. Looks like a stick, almost looks like a Q stick though. Oh, let me show you over here. You guys see over here on the right? That's George Washington. They use that to throw dart. They use him as a dartboard. They throw pictures as darts. They throw darts at the picture of George Washington. Notice there's an extra podium over here, and it's also got the 6-point star. My point is, it's clear that part of the inspiration for this was indeed Hebrew Israelism. This does look like one of their meetings, right? Doesn't it? And he's on the horse, which is not a Hebrew Israelite thing per se, but apparently one of the groups that they studied looking in this film, that was a thing for them. And so there's that. So the hat is kind of like along the lines of Toussaint, who I believe, like I said, is the leader of the Haitian Revolution. Someone look that up to make sure, if they could, please. All right, let's make sure you guys can hear this again. All right, here we go. Continuing on.
Are you ready for the revolution? Tell me this ain't good.
Give him a fake bomb. We have the next Bin Laden.
Seriously?
I am just...
Okay, so here, notice, what's that, right? What's going to happen is this group, led by Moses Shabazz, notice he's got a shower curtain on here, is peaceful. So the day shall come, the idea is very Hebrew Israelitish. What they say is, we're not going to do any violence right now. The day shall come when the domination of the white race, he actually calls it the accidental domination of the white race, will come to an end. But until then, we don't do anything violent. So Moses Shabazz is very peaceful. That is exactly like a Hebrew Israelite belief. They say the day will come when we're going to do all this stuff to crackers and Edomites, but for now, we're not. Right? So that is Hebrew Israelitish, isn't it? Yes, it is. So that's what they're saying. But what they end up doing, the FBI actually does this. So, yeah, okay, so I was right. Thank you, Gerard Perry. Francois Dominique Toussaint was the leader of the slave rebellion in Haiti, president from 1801 to 1802. Right? All right, so check this out. What happens is they end up, it's funny. Sons of Light Zion says, because Vocab's whole thing is attacking people that are of color being Israelites and not the whites. It's funny, if you notice, so far in this video, what's happened is we've criticized the FBI. But, you know, whatever. You're not here to... He who has ears, let him hear. Right, bro? All right, so... This group's belief is similar to Hebrew Israelite in the sense of, they're not going to do violence until, you know, later on. And what happens is the FBI basically sets it up to where they end up getting weapons and nukes and handling them that they don't even want. It's kind of a long, complicated story, how it works, but it's all the FBI is doing, actually. And watch what they say. It's because they're trying to have a big case.
Have the next Bin Laden.
Seriously?
See? Give them nukes and you have the next Bin Laden. That's what the FBI director guy said there.
Just a guy talking to another guy, trying to send a third guy to jail.
Now, what they did is they tried to do their favorite Robert Downey Jr. thing from Tropic Thunder, but it didn't totally work. I'm just a guy talking to another guy, trying to send another guy to jail. The movie does have funny parts. Now, there's no nudity or anything, but there is some language. Okay, there is some language. Now, I want to rewind because I want to show you this. That guy's pretty funny, by the way, even though he's pretty foul. He's an FBI guy who literally does nothing except make jokes. This part is funny. I have a mission for somebody. Somebody needs to take this clip of these guys training because they literally look just like ISUPK. They've got the cargo pants, they have the military boots, they have the headgear, and they're doing training exercises. They literally look just like ISUPK. Here's my charge to someone in the audience. I need you to take this clip and all the training clips from this movie and intersperse them with actual real training clips of ISUPK. Can someone do that for me, please?
To allow no cowards in our camp.
Perhaps your army needs weapons?
No, we don't believe in guns. And if necessary, we'll call on the dinosaurs. We believe that at the sound of a trumpet, they will come to our aid.
All right, let's play this.
You think this is gonna work out?
So these are all real quick, but I'm got to show you real quick. So he's riding his horse. The FBI gets him a horse, basically. And this is the part where the FBI comes down on his head, even though he hasn't really done anything wrong. Everything that he did wrong was the FBI is doing. That's part of the movie. All right?
You think this is gonna work out?
No.
And then the horse talks to him. So they make him pretty delusional. Now, I don't know who that picture is of that lady in the back. Be curious to know. But again, notice the 6-pointed star. But so here's the main guy. Notice again, he's got a 6-point star on his chest, and he looks a little bit like Toussaint. All right? All right, let's go.
No.
The Day Shall Come in cinemas October 11.
All right, so they're promoting in the UK, which is interesting. Now, that's the Revolution TV spot. Now I'm actually going to play a clip, okay? You guys ready for this? I'm going to actually play a clip, so we're going to look in this, okay? Here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1, clip time. Oh, okay. Let me get the background to this. He's feeling failed. He's feeling like the group can't pay its rent. He's feeling like kind of a failed leader. And what happens is he basically thinks that when God comes back, he's going to be able to move objects with his mind. What's that called? Telekinesis. And he's practicing now to see if he can do anything. Now, here's what's so interesting about that. The Hebrew Israelites have an eschatology that teaches that when Yahushua comes back, they'll be given superpowers. Like they're going to fly around. They're going to have laser beams shoot out of their eyes. They're going to have super strength. They're going to have extra sexual virility. I think that's the word, virility. Someone look that up. I think the word is virility. Now, you notice the mixed religious imagery. There's a dream catcher there. And there's also, the pyramid eye or whatever. Someone should lighten this picture up and see what else they've got in the office there. So even though the Hebrew Israelism influence is a strong aspect of this kind of religious group they're lampooning, remember the real target's the FBI of this movie's comedic thrust. Nonetheless, it's not directly Hebrew Israelism. They just seem to be the main inspiration, but it's everybody kind of thrown into the mix. That in and itself is interesting. If you would have made a movie like 10 years ago lampooning some alternative urban spiritualities, you would have Nation of Islam, Afrocentric teachings. You wouldn't have had the Hebrew Israelites. Most people wouldn't have known who they are. They weren't on anyone's radar. It's interesting now that they're the main inspiration in a hodgepodge mix. So anyways, back to this scene. What's happening here is he's trying to move the object with his mind right now as sort of a symbol of faith and to see if he can do it. So here's what happens. So his wife's going to come in and she's going to talk to him. His wife is a little more level-headed than him, yet it's clear that she loves him, and I find their relationship interesting, although it's kind of sad. It gets kind of sad at a certain point. I won't give too much away with that. But here's the scene playing out.
I think we ruined with this eviction thing, V.
I think we're ruined with this eviction thing, V. So they've been paying their landlord in chicken eggs and stuff like that because they're trying to have a farm. So there's actually a guy in the group named Brother Farmer, I think is his name, or Trooper Farmer, something like that. So, that's actually, some Hebrew Israelites do that. Now, some people do that in general. Why would anyone be opposed to someone raising their own food and doing that and becoming self-sufficient? I would not, right? So that's all good. But the thing is, they don't really have any money. The school is very small, okay?
Flat tire, empty icebox ruined.
Flat tire, empty icebox ruined. That's interesting phraseology, right?
Can't be a farmer without a farm.
Can't be a farmer without a farm because that's where their little farm is.
Can't even move the wheel.
Can't even move the wheel. So notice the guy is not portrayed as like some evil, crazy. You see what I'm saying? He's portrayed as someone who's very sincere, just maybe a little delusional, and ultimately who's like a puppet of the FBI. That's really how he's portrayed.
Farm can be anywhere, Mo. It's an attitude of mind.
Notice there that, she's a little more like level-headed. Farm can be anywhere. It's an attitude of mind. Okay, thank you, Cargonzo. Virility, quality of having strength, energy, and a strong sex drive, manliness. I was right about virility. Yes! So a lot of Hebrew Israelites think that when Yahushua comes back, they're going to have extra special virility, kind of along the lines of Muhammad, who is said to have the virility of 30 men, apparently. Yeah. Now, notice he's got pills there to, eliminate his delusions.
They make me drowsy.
And they stop you from thinking that animals can talk to you or that you have 5 arms.
They make me drowsy. So she's looking at him saying, you should take these again. But he's saying they make me drowsy. She says, yeah, but they keep you from talking to animals or they have 5 arms. So he's delusional. And honestly, man, I really do have a special place in my heart for Tahar and the leadership of GMS. But last time I was out there with them in New York, after we left, G-Man came on the scene, and he got it recorded. These men saw lights in the sky and said they were seeing chariots, and they went absolutely bonkers, totally euphoric.
What is that? Yeah, I can see them. That's us. That's us. They think they're looking at UFOs. They think they're looking at UFOs.
They were saying they were seeing chariots. By that, they meant UFOs because of lights in the sky on the edge of Harlem. And they thought it was confirmation that they did a good job against us. I kid you not. The video exists.
They think they're looking at UFOs, and I guess they're happy. I don't see any UFOs up there. They see some lights over there. So I'm going to wrap this up.
My point is, some of these guys I think actually are delusional.
Brian first.
So she's encouraging him here, right? Notice she does have the head covering. She does look like the way a Hebrew Israelite woman dresses, doesn't she? To me, that's exactly what she looks like. Yeah, I know the volume of the video is low. I've got it actually up all the way. I don't know what the deal is with this trailer. Yeah, it's just low. That's interesting, I think. And the cranes are, where there's cranes outside their house that are doing construction and stuff. And he thinks he's going to have the ability to bring him down. So he's portrayed as a nice guy, right? Isn't he? Don't you think? And they have a loving relationship. Like I said, the real villain in this movie is the FBI. I'm going to play another clip now. Okay, this is funny because it's, what's his face? Jim Gaffigan. So let me explain what's going on here. He actually is an FBI agent, but the group doesn't know that, and so they're acting like they want nuclear material. And through a series of coincidences orchestrated by the FBI, this Hebrew Israelite group has nuclear material. And so they're about to make a sale, and this is where they're about to get in trouble at first. So let's watch this. IS. So the first time he heard IS, which means Islamic State, like ISIS or ISIL, he thought it was the IRS. So that's what he's referring to there.
You have nukes from the Islamic State.
Yes.
So this is a white supremacist organization. Now, one thing that's a little irritating to me is even though he's an FBI agent, notice he's got a cross on his neck. Whatever.
Prepare ye, for the day that approaches is the day of the great revolution.
What? Come on, tell me this ain't good.
Oh, God.
Welcome back. Parking lot catch up. Lots to fill you in on.
Pitch me the next 9/11.
What about this guy Moses Shabazz?
Classic lone wolf.
There's 4 of them, actually.
Pack of lone wolves. How'd that happen?
The Almighty commands us to bring our knowledge to the street.
May you live to see the accidental dominance of the white race overthrown.
Cool.
Could you walk him across the line?
Of course.
If we give him a fake bomb and the guy tries to use it, we have the next bin Laden.
My mission is to change the lives of poor people without the gun weapon.
Let's offer some funds. Some automatic weapons?
Activating recording.
Perhaps your army needs weapons?
No, we don't believe in guns. And if necessary, we'll call on the dinosaurs. We believe that at the sound of a trumpet, they will come to our aid.
I made a mistake. I think he's delusional.
I smell doubt.
No, look, I am just a guy standing here talking to another guy trying to send a third guy to jail.
Being played.
He's here?
What do we do now?
If you can pay us $50,000, I can show you a man trading AK-47s.
He did just report us as the threat.
This is his get out of jail card.
His get out of jail card is going to jail. It's just the horn they used to summon the dinosaurs.
We know this.
So to stop a nuclear emergency, I have to declare a nuclear emergency?
Say it slowly. Keep the contradictory elements apart.
Then I guess we have a nuclear emergency.
Good play, Agent.
Street Apologist. 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 Street Apologist.